With insight this time. Yeah, insight this time around.
All right. You got anything? What do you say to him? What do you say to this old wizard who's now bloodied?
Um, I don't know.
It's okay. You don't have to come up with anything. It's role playing, right? If you got something, then that's great, and you could, if it was really sweet, I might give you a bonus or a great bump point if you could come up with an awesome insult. But if you don't have anything, then that's fine. You can just make your skill roll. You know, I'm not gonna force you to be creative.
Yeah, I'm running low on witty remarks right now.
That's fine. You can just make your insight check. Unfortunately, your insults fall on deaf ears, as he is far more concerned with the pressing matter of these two gigantic heavy metal gnolls.
Can I use my bump point to reroll them?
No, bump points can only be used to add one to any die roll.
Oh, okay.
Murgatroyd, you're up. You can still move if you want, Herpes.
No, I'm good for now.
Oh shit, is that a crit?
That's a crit.
So I'll be 18 plus 4, so 22, and then 28.
Damn. Yes, you slam diplomacy into his guts. You can hear ribs crack, and you wind him. You take the wind right out of him. He tries to take a deep breath in, but he can't because you've crushed his diaphragm. Vince, your turn.
I will use. I think I still got another teleport left. Yeah. Ethereal Stride to here, and I'll get ready to attack him. But I'll be like, "What do you know of the old world?" And if you tell us, maybe I'll let you live. We're your only chance.
All right. He senses this opportunity and he turns to you with hungry eyes, and he says, "Yes." He says, "I know much. I know much of the old war, the Fey War." And he looks at your face, trying to read your family lineage and things like that. And he says, I'm unfamiliar with the Sirocha tribe, but I know of great stories." He says, "I can probably discern where your weapon came from and help you trace your family lineage. I know much. I know much of the Fey Wars. Please, if you let me live, I'll tell you all I know."
I'll look at the gnolls to see what they're. Try to read their faces.
These two heavy metal gnolls are hauling back as though they're going to try and attack him again. You can see that they are only listening to Kashari, so you will have to convince Kashatri that you want to leave this guy alive.
We got the treasure. What else do we need?
Yeah, I'll yell at Kashari or whatever, and I'll be like, "Should leave this guy alive. He's worth more."
Kashari holds up the beautiful, shining golden plate mail, and Elliot, as he does, you see something fall out of the plate mail that you missed in your first pass, and it's another fancy golden goblet that looks a little bit more religious than the pimp chalice that you saw before. And he kind of holds up the armor and looks and is like, "Ooh!" And he looks over at you almost casually, like he doesn't really care. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." He says, "Back off, babies. You can go and get some cocaine."
Nice.
They do. They both kind of take a step back, breathing heavily and looking disappointed, as though they live for blood. The wizard continues to hold out his hands towards Vince, like in a sign of surrender.
Hey, Vince can have a minion.
A wizard minion?
In addition to the duck, I mean.
I get sad.
Well, where is old Quackster?
Oh.
The duck,
That's a good
duck
idea.
died in a fire that we had on the stairs.
That sounds tasty.
We'll let you live on one condition, wizard.
He says, "Yes. What is your condition?"
That you transform into a duck.
He looks a little confused, but then he looks at the sway you appear to have over these monstrously large gnolls. And he says, Of course. I will become a duck for you and tell you of your history."
Excellent.
Okay, Jack, your turn.
I guess I'm just taking a step back, and I'm gonna start looking in the treasure pile to see if I can find what it is that we need.
All right, the first thing that catches your eye being a man of the cloth, is this golden goblet that has dropped out.
Is there any way I can make his polymorph like permanent? Am I that well versed in any sort of magic?
Not at your current level, and not with the magic knowledge that you have being a warlock. So you'd have to do a bit more research. But you have definitely heard of wizards who have polymorphed themselves and stayed in the form so long that they've forgotten how to retake their original form.
Nice. Well, I'll always he'll be coming along with us, and I'll always be kind of like paying attention to what he's doing, just in case.
Okay.
I'll need to get a leash, I guess. I'll fix a makeshift one.
Okay, so Jack, you scoop up the chalice, and you see right away that it is emblazoned with the symbols of Halin, the same as the temple where Oakley is, where you first came here. And you can very easily deduce, because of your clerical training, that this is the chalice of the dragon, one of the sacred items needed to purify the temple.
Okay, I take the chalice then and stick it in my backpack.
Beauty. All right, Elliot, your turn.
Oh, let's get full.
Sure.
I'll start, piling coins into my bag.
You Scrooge McDuck into the treasure pile.
Yeah, I'll give Kashatri the thumbs up and and say like, all right, good working with you.
He just kind of smiles with his tongue lolled out between the gap in his teeth. You know, almost too manic of a smile, with hunger deep in his black eyes. But you managed to scoop a bunch of treasure into your bag.
Yep. Will that plate mail fit him? Isn't he like technically one size larger than all of us?
Yes, you are correct. The plate mail will not fit him, but it is gold.
I'll ask him, are you going to keep that plate mail even though it won't fit you?
He kind of looks at it and
try and... sorry. I'm going to... sorry. I won't interrupt you.
No, he looks at it and looks back at the treasure and looks at you, and he's like, we said 50-50 split. He says, you can have the plate mail, but I'll get more of the treasure.
Works for me.
All right, he drops the plate mail unceremoniously down and whistles to the other two who come over and they fish through the nasty pile that the kobolds are using for a nest and find sacks and start scooping up the coins.
Cool.
Murgatroyd, you kind of are... oh no, Jay stepped away, didn't he?
Yep.
In that case, we'll go to Herpes.
Cool. But what everyone was just saying. So, Herpes wants to make use of his daily.
Okay, excellent. 20 versus reflex is a hit. What did you get? 4. So it's lightning damage?
Yes.
Who are you targeting?
The wizard, yeah.
Whoever that is.
Excellent. Herpes shouts out something in his native tongue, and a swirl of rainbow chaotic magic goes around him in a conical spiral. Coalescing out of it is a blast of lightning bolt, lightning energy that streaks across the room, blinding everybody for a second, slamming into the old wizard, who screams in shock and surprise.
He was, captured.
I couldn't hear that. I'm all the way down by that statue.
Okay, Murgatroyd, are you back yet?
You couldn't tell from the fact that everybody has their back turned to him?
Vince,
No.
your turn.
Is he dead?
No, he's not dead, but he definitely says, I thought we had a deal! And he turns with both hands open towards Vince, casting a spell.
I'll pour a healing potion in his mouth.
Okay,
Here,
you
take this.
uncork a healing potion and just splash it on his face?
Yeah.
Okay, mark it off your sheet. He is caught in mid-vocalization for his spell and surprise as he regains 15 health.
I'll be like, sorry, man. Our friend's a bit fucking retarded.
But yeah, he stops in the middle of his spell, and he's perplexed. He's absolutely confused. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So
I'll be like, duck now. Like, as in transform.
okay,
Polymorph.
he doesn't understand. He just ducks. So
Make with the quack.
he hits the dirt.
Yeah. And then I'll move in front of him, I guess.
Jack, your turn.
I'm going to look in the pile, see if I can see like an holy weapon of some sort that I might get some use out of.
No, there are no other weapons in there. There's this very obvious paladin armor that I forget, how tall are you again?
Like 6 foot something, but I can't wear plate mail.
Well, you shouldn't wear plate mail, but you could.
No, I think as a cleric, I actually can't wear plate mail.
Now, you can still wear it, you're not trained in it, right? So, being untrained in a type of armor just gives you penalties to various rolls. So, putting it on would not negate any of your abilities or anything, unless it's part of your religion, in which case that's your character development, and I'm not going to step on that. If you want to make it against your religion to wear plate mail, that's fine with me. But as far as game mechanics-wise goes, there's no can't, cast in stone. If a wizard wants to put on plate mail, that's fine with me. He's just going to have minuses to certain abilities. So as a cleric, as far as that goes, bottom line, cleric, you can wear plate mail. There are actual feats in the book that you can take to train yourself to be able to use it. But it's up to you. This stuff would fit you. It'd be a little tight, but it would fit you. But that's it. Unfortunately, there was only one weapon in this treasure pile, and it turned out to be a sling.
I'll be right back in.
I'll just spend all my rounds looting.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I just reread something else. There is a head slot item. So, Jack, you can roll on the head slot item treasure pile. Just a second. All right. Roll a d20, please, Jack. It is a... it's like a leather head cap flap that is open on the top but covers the sides. It looks like, are you familiar with the Marvel character Shatterstar?
Not really, but I have an image of Hercules, where he's got the band around his head, but it covers his ears.
Oh, did somebody beat me to finding a picture? You never even heard of Shatterstar. Yeah, he's an X-Men character, Dave, so I'm not surprised you never heard of him. But he's
an X-Force character?
He's in the X-Men universe, but yes, he is an X-Force character. There's a picture of him, and that's roughly what this headpiece looks like. As far as what it does, you'll have to make an Arcana check to divine it, if you want. But anyway, it looks like that. You're not sure if it would fit around your horns. You could try, but it's for a more human-shaped head and one that doesn't have giant bull horns. Yeah, you're not sure. It's definitely magical, but you're not entirely sure what the properties of this particular headpiece are. Leather helmet, we can say.
I will bring it to her piece later to look at.
Okay, Elliot, your action again. I'm just kind of going through initiative order here, but we're loosely in initiative. So you guys are just divvying up the treasure sort of thing?
Yeah.
In that case, you spend a couple rounds with the heavy metal gnolls scooping up most of the treasure. They're willing to let you guys have the magical items and whatnot, and they leave you with 250 gold pieces, 700 silver pieces, and that golden vase with the extremely shiny silver inlay.
Jay, will you do the coins, and I'll get all the magical items down?
Yeah, just logging into the spreadsheet. I'll have to get the totals again.
Murgatroyd, you recognize as soon as you see that vase that the shiny metal inlay is actually mithril.
Can we nab it from before the Gnolls see it?
We already got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
So this big statue up at the top of the screen, doing a quick look at it, do I notice anything special or remarkable about it?
Its size is pretty remarkable. It's very sooty right now, as though it was used for breath weapon target practice. But other than that, it seems to be intact. It's quite old. It's a Minotaur deity, so you do not recognize it. But it, in one hand it has a large flower, and in the other hand it has a spear. So it's some sort of, it doesn't have snakes or demon wings or anything like that. It appears to be a good aligned deity.
Can I? No, never mind.
Kashatri kind of goes over to the nest that the kobolds made and kind of squirts down into it and puts his feet up and is like, "Ooh, yeah, baby, this is comfy. Go get me my cocaine." And one of his big lumbering oafs heads back to go get the cocaine.
I'm going to examine the statue,
All right.
if I can.
Excellent. Yes, you recognize it right away as, one of the lawful good Minotaur deities. This is obviously the anchor deity of this entire temple. So each room had its own little, this one, the room with the tiles was for the Minotaur god of battle. The room with the dining room table was set up for feasting. The room with the games was for the Minotaur god of games. So you got that flavor, right? The god of sun had his own room. But this is like the Minotaur all god. And it's the most grand, and all of these separate statues are like this particular Minotaur god's lieutenants scattered around the room, protecting it.
You mean these?
Yeah, those things. Off to the side here are two altars, once quite grand, now also likewise covered in soot, and what's probably cobalt scat.
Is there any loot on and around the altars?
No, anything that was of any value was scooped up and added to the hoard for the young dragon to sleep on. Well, the crazy old wizard who was trying to become a young dragon.
He got like a starter kit.
Or God. See if I can get instructions from him if you want something in particular. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a religion roll to contact this Minotaur god. You open up your third eye and establish a spiritual and divine contact with this god through the statue. And the god is reluctant to come into this place because of the presence of such great evil.
So you're saying you do not like the Gnolls?
The god doesn't respond to you specifically, but yes, you definitely get the impression from the god that there is a presence of such great evil that the god cannot put all of its focus and all of its energy back into this place until it has been purged. Jax begins pacing up and down the room.
Okay.
And pinging Herpes.
I will whisper to Herpes.
Sorry, John, is that guy standing up there, like, guarding that exit?
No, he's even a little further. He's out here. He's just staring out of the mouth of this cave. It's hard to see what is beyond him because he takes up so much space, and his silhouette is blocking a lot of the natural sunlight coming through. The heavy metal Gnoll returns with 3 bottles of wine clutched in one of his mighty mitts, and the other one with a silver platter that has the remnants of the meal scraped off of it and the cocaine piled onto it.
Let me just double check, since it seems like we're done with that. So I've got the armor, the vase, the sling, and the leather cap as the magical items in the pile.
That is correct. And the chalice that you needed for Oakley.
Yeah.
The chalice is in my package.
Yeah.
As is a headband.
Oh, is that the leather cap?
Yes.
Okay, then just keep it in your segment. Okay, gang. Let's roll out. Back to old Okie or son.
Okay, Kashari's like, "Ooh, it's been swell. Nice meeting you, fellas. Have a great day."
Yeah, good working with you. I'm gonna kind of keep my head up as I walk past this dude.
All right, yeah. You can see he just kind of turns his head a little bit, and gives you the silent eyeball. Don't take one step further, Elliot, because that is the edge of a cliff face, which drops down. Hang on, I'll just put you back over on this map real quick to show you the equivalent.
Oh, this is the dragon roost where it out over the cliff.
Yeah. So there's that
area with the hole. We didn't know there was a big hole in the wall.
Right here, yeah. So
right
near the it's somewhere. They photoshopped it out of this map so the players wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But there is a cave halfway up this gigantic cliff. So you look down and you get that second of vertigo, like whoa.
So, Johnny, I think Herpes is gonna take off that cloak that Vince made for him that says Herpes on the back. Herpes is feeling a little encumbered right now and just wants a bit more room to breathe.
Okay, that cloak is pretty scorched. I'm gonna say it's less of a cloak now and more of a cape. And it's lost some of the sequins because you guys got dumped fire on you. But still, yeah, you schluffle it off and it drops to the ground.
Yeah, I'll just kind of carry it kind of over my shoulder kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So you don't drop it. Perfect. Yeah, okay. Not a problem.
Okay, yeah, I'm good for now. I'm just going to truck along with everyone else.
All right. So yeah, Elliot, that's you see. It's a lovely view. And the giant gnoll does not say anything. Not a growl, not a yip. He's completely silent. But he kind of keeps you in his peripheral vision. Excellent. Okay, now stop right there, Elliot, because as you're walking back, you see this other party of gnolls now blocking the doorway. And Kashatri says, "Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid we can't really let you go. See, we love the taste of man meat."
Okay.
So does Vince.
And
Good thing I am not man.
yeah, and as the gnolls behind you gear up to their attack positions, you hear the shattering sound of wood as a gigantic beast busts out of one of these crates up here to join this party of gnolls. He is a yes. If someone wants to try and identify him, it would be nature or dungeoneering.
I'll do it.
So the gnolls are attacking us?
Yes, the gnolls have tried to attack you.
Johnny, that 13 is a dungeoneering roll.
Okay, that you have never seen anything like this before. Murgatroyd, you have heard of these giant beasts, and you're like, oh, the name starts with a B, I'm pretty sure. But that's all the information you get.
Bad guy.
That is a beast.
I'll look to the wizard and I'll be like, fight by our side and you'll be spared.
Yeah, he gives you the nod.
Whoa. So we've flipped adversaries and allies.
There's
in
another
this encounter.
image of this beastie thing that's a little more clear than that token image that I got there.
How neat is that?
I have no idea what that
That's
thing
pretty
is.
neat.
Are we gonna do initiative?
No, we'll start next game with rolling for initiative.
Oh man!
But that's where we're gonna end for now.
What is it?
No way!
It is a red gorilla.
It is, yeah, it's like a gigantic red gorilla that's, at least 10 feet tall. And it howls with a deep King Kong-y kind of bellow and smacks its giant fists against the floor. And I'm going to say that the last thing that happens is one of the gnolls standing behind it over here that is not dressed as the other gnolls in armor. This one seems to just have cloth with lacquered pieces of scale and wood on it. So the trappings of a wizard type points his finger towards you and shouts something in the gnoll language, barking. His spittle flies from between his teeth, and the gigantic orange gorilla charges. And yes, we'll start next game with rolling for initiative.
I heard Vince is into some pretty kinky stuff, so I'll just kind of shove Vince towards it.
You're nowhere near Vince right now.
No, I know. I'm just... if I was, then I would be like, hey, it's your type.
Gorillas. I don't know. Those big arms. I could see, the appeal of being cuddled by one of those. All right. Well, balls.